Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It's December 10, 2018, Monday at 3:39 p.m. in Toronto. So I tweeted a bunch of tweets today at ROSHINI911, and those are my tweets. I talked about the ongoing experimentation under the cover of community policing, which is really community targeting. And I had some videos posted about some conversations outside the window that was held in the loading dock by workers and patrons in the loading dock. Now, I talked before about experimentation that's going on in which I'm enrolled, and I'm enrolled in an experiment or more than one. One of which is a psychological um, mind game. It seems like a psychological mind game, I should say. So part of this psychological experiment is to sensitize the victim to certain triggers and then use the triggers around the victim in order to get a reaction. And this is really to incite anger, to incite violence, and so on. So, what I posted outside today, the videos that I posted about the conversation outside my window today, is is example. It is an example. I posted one video. It is an example of triggers being used outside my window. So the word rape is a trigger to me because I am being harassed in public and in the workplaces about being raped. I'm a target. I'm an effing whore. It's absolute. I'm a prostitute, and now you're going to be raped. We are going to rape you, quote unquote. So, rape, the word rape is a trigger. You're a dog because everybody saw you, meaning that everybody saw me in videos that was taken inside of my home. And doubles are also being used to create some of these videos in very sexually explicit scenes, and some of it is not me. Masturbating, and some of it again is not me. I heard somebody saw me on a pole. That's not not something I would do. But this is these harassing comments about sexually explicit scenes in which I'm supposed to be in are mentioned around me all the time, creating triggers. So what I recorded outside my window was just a very, very short example, a short part of the entire conversation that was held. And a lot of other triggers were used. You're effing whore. Of course, um, these words are dispersed between the other words that's used in a sentence. For instance, somebody would say, "Yeah, I saw that big effing blankety blank. She was walking down the street, and yeah, she looked fairly normal, but." And it would go on and on and on and on. It would seem like a regular conversation, but if you listen to it carefully, it doesn't make sense. The interjections by the other person, it doesn't follow the comment that's being made by the person he's listening to. So this is what it means um, to be triggered, intentionally triggered. In the conversation outside the window, you're going to hear somebody talk about uh, somebody wanting to put her down because she's full of shit. Well, I shouldn't spell it out. Let me say it. She's full of shit. And this is something I also hear a lot. You're full of shit because apparently I took an X-ray and there was I'm not quite sure how it occurred, but usually if you take x-rays of your bowels, you're supposed to fast from the day before. But anyway, this x-ray showed, a full bowel. So you're full of shit, is what I heard. Outside the window today, and what's consistently being talked about to degrade, dehumanize, insult, belittle, make you feel small, servile, and everybody, quote unquote, everybody, meaning the people who are taking part in the program. Not everybody is, but you're made to think that everybody is taking part because the people who are around you will choose to take part. So these are triggers. The context in which the word shit is used, like, she was full of shit. She ate a lot of vegetables. She had a big meal. We saw it clearly. We could see through her. We are seeing her naked. These are things that's consistently insulting comments, degrading comments that are consistently used around me. So when it's used outside the loading dock and the worker is taking part in it, then this is the same person I have in court for taking part in conversations that for me, is sexually harassing comments. It's meant for me to hear. Number one, because he's saying it loudly, and number two, he's doing it on an ongoing basis. So even though there is a court case going on, he is continuing to do it, which is why I tweet about it, because this man is scaring the daylights out of me, because he is talking about this topic constantly, this topic about remotely accessing women. This is not captured in today's tape, but it was done in other videos. Gerbling women, selling women, signing women in, or a woman in, signing her out, and so on, and raping women, and so on. So these are comments that are being looked at in a court setting, and yet here we are today listening to it. So I mean, because the court case is going on, I'm not going to say much more, but I'm tweeting this and I'm doing this because I'm scared of this man. Because he is talking about it to total strangers. And black men are obviously talking about it in the loading dock. More than one set of people came in and the conversation went on, the same topic. The contract changed hands and certain names were called. Steve, I have no idea who Steve is. George. George is somebody that I work for in one of the companies. However, there are a lot of other Georges around. Rick, again, very common name. I also work with someone called Rick in the company before the last. So these people, and Rick is supposed to have joined me, and he saved the account because the cops have warrants for my arrest. I could be charged. The file is in a chargeable state. And George and Rick saved me, and I have to show. All of this wasn't captured in the videos. They were very brief. But this was ongoing conversations. And yet we have a case, an ongoing case, about sexual harassment, poisonous environment, using sexually explicit comments. Now, even though it's not directed to me, you can actually poison somebody's environment by consistently making these comments. And in the job that I got fired, these comments were made all the time around me by someone called Raj, Anna, Nikki, Ricky, these workers that was in my department, and Raj was in a higher up position. But you could imagine sexually explicit comments made by exclusively men around you is is not something that women should be subjected to. And again, I'm doing this because it scares the hell out of me, basically. It really does. When I'm experiencing it in the workplace and in my home and in anywhere I go in public, it's basically a lynching program. And it's a direct result of, I'm suspecting, of being flagged and being monitored by some of these pimps who are putting their name on the account, who are opening accounts to monitor me and to file reports about me. And this is what the conversation outside the window this morning was all about. It's interesting that rape was talked about this morning. Very, very scary, which is why I tweeted it, which is why I videotaped it and I tweeted it. Talk to you another time.